Hey everyone, the Bearded Welshman here. Just got done with my shower here on Sunday morning, late Sunday morning. I'm assuming it's about 11 o'clock. Just wanted to touch base with you. I talked earlier in my first video about growing my beard out for a year, and I took a shower, shampooed my beard. I don't shampoo my beard every day to allow the natural oils and stuff to get in there and help with beard growth. And then I put some beard oil on, and I didn't do any beard balm because it's just not long enough for me to do anything like that at this point. You can see I'm bald, and I shave my head, and I don't have to necessarily shave my head, but I have one spot right here that grows bald, and I opted a number of years back to just start shaving my head, and I'm still in search of the perfect shaver. I use an electric shaver most of the time. When I'm in a rush, I'll go to a razor while I'm in the shower and I'll quickly shave, but I don't like doing that, and here's why. Because when I shave in the shower and then the next day when I get home, I usually shave the night before. I get home and then I go to use the electric razor after I've used a regular triple blade razor or double blade razor. It tends to irritate when I'm shaving with the electric shaver, and my skin gets irritated, and I don't know if you can see anything on there of the skin irritated, especially around the back of the neck. So I don't like doing that, and I ended up using the electric shaver this morning. So if you have any suggestions, write them in the comments on good electric shavers to use. I know there are shavers out there for bald men, and I'm looking for the right one before I spend the money. But right now I just use a regular wet dry cheapo, bought it from Walmart, Remington shaver that I use. When I'm done, I'll either put some Pinaud Clubmen on my head, or I'll put a lubricating lotion on my head. I love the barbershop smell. The powder, the talc powder from Pinaud, the Clubman. There's different fragrances, and you can look at all those on their websites. But I just love that I take the powder and I brush it around my neck, or I use that under my arms and stuff. I just love that smell, that barbershop smell. You can't beat it. It's just a great smell. But going forward, I just wanted to share that with you. And this is the bearded look. I look a little bit better. I was pre-shower this morning when I posted the first video, but you can see I look a little bit better, all cleaned up, and I'm a little bit more wide awake, and I'm enjoying my second pot of coffee this morning with the window open. I can hear the traffic going by. We live close to the highway, and unfortunately you can't hear the birds too much unless there's traffic going around. But I just wanted to share that with you this morning. I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. There's going to be more helpful videos coming up, just talking about life in general. I want to share a story with you about my days on the ambulance. My partner on the ambulance, my paramedic partner, pretty funny story of an issue or an experience that I had with him one night on the river. We live close to the Susquehanna River here in Pennsylvania. And it was just it was funny looking back at it now. At the moment, it wasn't very funny. I'm not fond of high water and going out in the middle of the night in high water, so I'll share that story with you. Probably the next post I do, share a story. But I would like for you to subscribe to my channel. If you would, please subscribe to it. If you feel somebody else would be entertained, helped, encouraged, please pass this channel on to them. And as we go, I'll give helpful tips for bald men. I've been doing this for several years now, probably almost 7 years now, and found some really good ways to take care of my bald head out in the sun in the wintertime, shaving, lotions, aftershaves. But I do want to share my journey with you with my beard. So I'm excited to get my growth back to where it was before I cut it down to this, and then hopefully get a really long beard. I really want to see what it looks like. I'm kind of anxious, but it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. I understand that. But again, thanks for joining with me today, watching the channel. Subscribe, write your comments. If you have a question, put it in the comments, and I'll try to get back to you. I might be adding a link down the road. I'm not sure if I want to do that yet because I'm still new. I'm not very good with technology, and I'm still learning this YouTube thing. I had a channel before years ago. I did really well with it, but I had a professional helping me. And I had a lot of subscribers from around the world. And I wish I would have kept it up. But I didn't. So I'm learning this YouTube channel. I'm learning all the different things to do. And if you have suggestions on things that can help me, greatly appreciated. I would love for your input. But any questions or anything, write them in the comments, or if you just want to make a comment, make a comment. I prefer nice comments. I know I'm going to get a bad comment here and there. I'm ADD. I will wander off on the subject every now and then, but I will try to bring it back. I'm excited. I have a new lease on life. I have a new project. My wife doesn't have to worry about me going out and buying a sports car or a motorcycle or anything of that nature. This is a cheap, safe project for me to do something new as I enter my 50s. So with that said, have a blessed day. Go and forge a new relationship with someone you don't know. Oh, speaking of that, I kind of want to get, here's my ADD side. Yesterday, when we took my daughter down to Langhorne to college, we stopped at a rest stop on the turnpike to get something to drink. And my daughters were thirsty. I was thirsty. And I noticed this man and this woman, elderly, and she reached around as they were walking by us, and she grabbed his hand. And you could tell they really loved each other. And he had a hat on that said World War II veteran. And every time I see a veteran, especially a World War II veteran, I have much respect and much love for that generation. They were the greatest generation that lived for our country. They walked out, and we walked out, and I saw them slowly walking to their car, and they were still holding hands. So I gave the keys to the car to my daughter and said, open up the car, I'll be right there. And I walked over and I said, excuse me, sir, I just have to talk to you. I just have to say something to you. I said, I see that you're a World War II veteran, and I want to thank you for your service. You were part of the greatest generation. And because of men and women like you, I have the freedom to live the life I live today. I almost didn't do it, and sometimes I don't do it, and I regret not going to these veterans, especially World War II veterans. There's not many left. I want to encourage you that if you see someone or you know someone who is a veteran of World War II, talk to them, thank them, but listen to them. Their stories are unique. This man, if I didn't have somewhere to be with my daughter yesterday, and it wasn't a time constraint, I could have listened to him for hours. I mean, he just started talking about his time on the ship that he was on in the Pacific. He specifically was on a ship in the Pacific and fought in the Pacific Theater. And these folks have some stories that we need to hear, we need to know, and we need to pass along. Because I'll tell you right now, we're not teaching American history to our kids in our schools. The school that I went to, the high school I went to, my boys went to, and they would tell me they spent 45 minutes on D-Day. 45 minutes. That is ridiculous. Instead, they talk about world figures and cultures from around the world, and communism and socialism, and I don't even want to get started in that. But in our schools here in this country, we need to understand our history and where we came from. We need to understand our past so we do not repeat the mistakes. But we do take along the things that we've learned and build on them. So that's my little rant for today. If you see a World War II veteran, or any veteran for that matter, thank them, listen to them, love them and respect them, and pray for them. These folks are true heroes, especially the ones that laid down their lives for this country and for others to preserve freedom. Here in America and abroad, we go and we fight for other countries as well. Not that I'm all for war. I don't want war. Nobody wants war. But thank them. Have a blessed day.